Okay, welcome everyone to this session where we will talk about migration. My name is Tomas Rihacek and I will be facilitating it. Our speaker today is Syed Karim. I hope, Syed, I pronounced it more or less accurately.
Actually, it's Syed Kazim. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Syed is an entrepreneur, futurist, and consultant. He's an immigrant who lost his country and home. And he's a futurist who's been planning his new life and career. He holds an MBA and is a foresight practitioner with a background in IT and research. And he currently works on his idea on HR tech. So with this said, Syed, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I'm happy to be here. Let me share my screen. I hope. Okay, so is it okay now?
We can see the presenter mode, so you might need to switch the display.
Okay. So. Okay.
Yeah, it works now.
Okay, so first of all, I want to welcome everyone, and I don't know, it's from here. It's now I'm living in Italy. It's evening, and so good evening who are living in Europe, or maybe good afternoon, good morning, and around the world, some people. So that's why I chose this. First of all, I want to say that it's wanted to share my idea also about how this affect my life, maybe in the others. So that's why I'm interested in the future of migration. So I wanted to start first about some, although you already introduced me. So this is me, because I wanted to know that like me, there will be many other immigrants which will be maybe forcefully left their countries or maybe voluntary. So there are a lot of talent among immigrants. So as you mentioned also that my ideal project is also future of recruitment and HR. So it's really I'm working for a past. It was very interested to me that also think about that immigrants who are coming from all parts of the world to how to utilize their skills and their talent to use properly. And so I'm going to start that as you know that the themes or the topic of this was shifting from me to we, and I want to become that I choose topic because I'm experiencing the experience of immigration now. So since I left my country just about 2 months ago, so it's really actually I had to leave the country because of the Taliban. You already probably heard the news that there was a situation, and for my person who was working with collaborating with foreigners and also having business, and so it was really dangerous for me, so I had to leave my country. So this is what I wanted to share with you, that immigrants should never be alone. We are all together. So like for me, there are a lot of immigrants will be that coming from all parts of the world. So we should be together. We should help each other, and we should do something in order to utilize their talent, help them, and because that's integrate them into society. So this was our point of view that I wanted to share with you. Okay, as this quote which catch my eye is that life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. It's very, I think, and when we are thinking about the future, we have to look, as we all know, that we have to look about what happened in the past, so we can learn lessons and we see how we are the signals and drivers are there that we have to changes in the future. So here I want to share notes that I'm here starting my life from scratch because I lost everything. I had to leave my countries. I left my homes, my friends, even my everything. I just brought whatever with me as my qualification, my experience, and my knowledge. So the main question is what we can do about this issue and how we can manage human resource effectively and efficiently. So I was thinking that how we can do is to properly utilize these immigrants' talents and how they can help them technologies in the next 10 years. Since there will be also other kind of immigrations like climate and also voluntary. So as we can say, I have just put it that the immigrations, so everybody is probably know them means. So I just wanted to, for the just information that there will be a lot of immigrant that moving people from one place to another. It will be permanent or maybe it will be temporarily, but they depend on the cause, how they left their countries. And also in future, there will be also some kind of immigration because based on the climate, since we know that there will be climate changes. And also for me, like forcefully left my country because of the collapse of the government or maybe the internal conflict of the situations. So these are effects force me or drivers of the immigration or migration that force from one location to another location. And another type of immigration is environmental migrations, which is people who are suffered from environmental issues. At the moment, we see that there will be the main topic of today's G20 meeting was also about the climate changes, how we can help to reduce the carbon dioxide or CO2 level in the our planet. So these displacement as a result of environmental issue, because most people are moving from one place to another place with different climates, and it will affect also their way of living, since we know that people who are moving from one place to another place, maybe they are in the lower land with their job was like fishing or some other activities with the sea. Now that because of the climate change, they have to move to the highlands and start farming. So it's not affecting one people, it's totally affecting, disturbing their whole lives. So we need to deal with that also. This is what I was concerned about. And often we think that it's the displacement or maybe the migration will be temporary, but in many cases it will be long term. As like for me, maybe I hope that sometime maybe I will may be able to go back to my country, but because of the situation, the political changes or other places, so it will be maybe difficult to me to go back. And since everything has been changed, when I came here in a new country, so probably I will start a new life. I will be settled. My family, my children will be settled, will be used to this new society. So this is not only the lives of one person, it will be totally the life of whole family. Maybe a lot of people will be affected. So that's why it will be not a temporary or short-term issues. So this is the story which I also mentioned about how I left my country and how we want to move in Italy. So first of all, I want to talk also about the challenges. So in the future, there will be more migration due to conflict or maybe due to climate changes or anyway, the challenges are usually the languages. If you're moving to another country by force, or maybe you're not voluntarily moving to. So first of all, the you are facing is the challenge of language. So I'm maybe there was I'm looking that there will be some technology, or maybe like as we have like a lot of online courses like Coursera, or maybe other online courses that help people online. They can learn new languages easily and fast. And also we need the challenges to settlement into new society, and which is also a big challenge for new people to get into settle into new society. And also cultural shock that people are facing when you're moving from one place to another place, and the bad memories or maybe the trauma that they are facing, that they have been has the psychologically affect their life or maybe their mind. So it was also facing the, they will be for some time they will be with them, these memories. So I'm also, the positive side of this is that there will be a lot of opportunities. The first is that they can start a new life. They have freedom, they have business opportunity, they have educational and growth opportunities. So these all will be a new opportunity for them. So I hope that as I'm here, I have a lot of opportunity. I will really thankful to the country, that Italy, to the government, that they have provided me a lot of opportunities that to start my life. So within, like for me was within then this 2 months, I have a lot of opportunity, and I to settle into the society and learn language a little bit, and also to ways to stand on my feet in this society. So what we can do about it is, we this is like thousands or a lot of people who left their countries. They are skilled, they are educated, and we have to do something about this. So that's, I'm thinking about for the long-term issues, that not only temporarily, maybe in a 5 or 10 years from now, that maybe countries or some other technologies, some companies, they think about that these, a lot of people with potential human resources, that they have with the skills, knowledge, with a lot of connections with many countries, with a lot of languages they know. So it will be a potential for company to use. So they also, about the future immigration, I was searching from OECD. They said that there will be a lot of technological changing employment landscape, such as are directly affecting the future demand for skills. So this is also a very important issue, that the immigrants who are coming from other countries, and also from they need to have a new skill, learning a lot of technologies. They have to know about how to learn new educations or skills in order to into the society will find a job. And so immigrant impacts. So I'm also pointed out that labor market, there will be immigration will be impacting labor market, economy, and society and education, because there will be helping countries with the country where they are hosting. So there will be there will be demanding working people to apply for jobs. There will be some economical group, and also the society, impact the society. There will be a lot of cultural mix, diversities, and as well as education. So these are that point that I wanted to share with, and also think about. So, and there are 4 scenarios that I have found on International Organization for Migration, which was written by Salvador. he's talking about that how we can find some scenarios about international migration. There were 4 scenarios that we need to think about. He mentioned on his article that it's that we have to, everyone should about the future. Not only there are some philosophers or maybe adventurers, scientists or writers or maybe filmmakers, but it's everyone responsibility that we have to think, we have the jobs that we have to think about our future. So these 4 scenarios which I did here is from his article was that extension borders reduce mobility, the clash of civilian. There was also a book by Samuel Huntington. It's mentioned that how there are a lot of political reaction against globalization and also migration. Is one scenario. It's called My Country Comes First. So these kind of issues, there will be problem for future for the digitalization, also for immigrations. And also there will be a lot of digitalization in the system or maybe robotization. And that's why the need for foreign or non-qualified workforce is reduced in developed countries. So this is one scenario. And another scenario is the collapse of nation. Immigration by sheer survival is called, there was also a movie which was called Children of Men. It's this is the impact of climate change are very severe. The scarcity of resources has been patented, and global unity have been cancelled. So these are also another scenario that we have to think about, because there will be nations will be affected because of the lack of resources, a lot of like climate or maybe energy resources. Because global degradation has been gradual, many people have not realized how much this crisis came and where to their live. So this another the second scenario. And the third scenario is inclusive and sustainable development, recognition the benefit of migration. It's said also that there will be some positive scenario that this will be. It also said that there was a novel, The Shape of Things to Come by H.G. Wells. It said that in his thing that there will be benefits, there will be countries or maybe societies will be, there will a lot of initiatives will be help that the use or utilization of migration. The people will be the recognition and the value of collaboration. This thing that there will be a lot of immigration or migration will help their economy or maybe for better future, so they can use or utilize better. So this is the third scenario, which is, I like it the most because we can collaborate with each other and find a good solution for our future to help or deal with the flow of or maybe the wave of migration due to climate or maybe conflicts. And the fourth one is planned and controlled world by information technology, less need for migrant workers. It's as a movie like iRobot. So they said that in this movie, there will be all technology and AI, artificial intelligence, will be replacing people, and robots will be working because of in the place of humans. So there will be no place for humans, so that's why there will be no jobs or maybe no jobs. All the machines will work, and also artificial intelligence, automation, and technology development become pervasive. People, their lives, opportunity, and decision are usually defined by algorithms. So the shortfall on individual freedom and submission is like, and will be in danger or maybe the risk. So people usually will be all decided all their life or will be decided by machine, not the human. So these are 4 scenarios that he mentioned on his article. Okay, so from these or scenarios that which I noted and I pointed out is that we can help develop a system or a mechanism that how to help or utilize the immigrants, because the immigrant will become from different causes, and also the education systems that we need to use the innovative like online educations and also their skills, language skills, and how to get them ready to get into the labor market and how to find jobs. Because as soon as the immigrants who are coming to any countries, they will be able to stand on their feet. So it will be very beneficial for the society, for economic of a country, and all of this. So, and also the technology to this, there will be a lot of, we can innovate a lot of things, like we can work on a lot of applications or maybe online courses to find solution for this. And also countries or region with high number of immigrants could design a reintegration program that must be fast, effective, and efficiently, and also tailored for every refugee, because there will be people coming from different backgrounds, different societies with different level of education. So they need to design a program which will be fast, effective, and will also help them soon start a new life in the new country. So I will, this is my last, so I was not able to, because of, it's like 2 months here, so I have not a lot of resources to gather a lot of information for this. I hope that my session was informative to everyone. So if you have any questions, so I'm happy to answer.
Thank you very much, Syed. We really appreciate you taking your time, as you said, in your current situation, to do this presentation. We have 20 minutes left, so there is a lot of time for questions. If you would like to raise your hand and ask the question, I will unmute you. And we already have a first question in the chat from Graciela. Thank you so much, Syed. Can you talk a little bit more about the idea of how we collectively can help each other through our migration journeys?
Okay, this is really a good question, because my focus was also on this one, that we can work, especially technology and companies, they can work collaboratively together. They can, first thing is that we need to design a program that evaluate migrants who are coming from abroad, so they can evaluate their skills, their qualifications, and how design a program in order to help them stand on feet. So, and also I'm usually focusing on companies that they can help us a lot, because they are the driver or maybe the actors in the economy in the country. So they can design a special program for immigrants. They can have training programs and a lot of capacity building programs for immigrants for different level. And also the technology, like I mentioned like before, that Coursera, other online education, they can have design some online courses for immigrants to learn new language, especially when you're moving from a country to another country which you do not speak the language of that country. It's very difficult. So first of all, language is the more important thing that you need to enable, and also your job, your skill. You need to new skills in order to get a level, same level at least, to into the market or work and stand on your feet in the community.
Thank you very much. Such an important topic. Thank you. You're getting some feedback from the participants here. Yes, no question. Immigrants can be the solution to the workforce crisis. Graciela is replying, oh yes, in terms of technology. What about the expat groups on Facebook? Those are fabulous. Another question is from Peter Vasilko, and he's asking, how can we make sure migrants assimilate into their host nations and don't wind up in isolated colonies?
Well,
isolated colonies.
Yeah, it's depend on the cultural or maybe the education level of immigrants who are coming from different parts of the countries. So there are also some immigrants, maybe they will be isolated, but usually the good program by the government, if they have government, they automatically can integrate into society. They could not be isolated people. So they're not, they wanted to, the government or maybe the society, the community that they have, they can also have programs that they can help them integrate well into the society. They can, there will be, I have also experienced some people that when they come to other European countries or maybe the other countries, they have difficulty integrated or maybe take part into society. There will be a lot of barriers or maybe background cultural issues. But for me, for my experience, as I have, because I have been like traveling a lot around the world. Before coming here, I have been like in Europe a lot and working with international organization also as well. So integrating into society, myself and my family was very easy. So now with the 2 months, like for me was very easy that a lot of like getting into society, and also my children are taking some in the school. So we are also with that other parents of my children classmates, so we can have talk with them. So it's like getting into society. We try to be as effective part of the member of this society in order, because it's too beneficial. We have to, the immigrants should understand that in order to effectively build a new life, and also they can benefit themselves, and also there will be also a positive impact in the society. They must impact, they must do something to not be isolated from the other. They should be integrated into society.
Thank you for that. No other questions at the moment. Can you maybe talk a little bit about how can we increase the acceptance of migrants in our home countries? No, when we've been seeing a big migration wave to Europe over the last couple of years, and with that, unfortunately, also a rise of nationalism and sometimes even aggression towards the migrants. What do you think would be some of the strategies to increase the local acceptance, the social acceptance, I mean now, for the migrants?
Well, I think the countries that have a lot of the economic of country who are well especially in Europe, and also the other, they need the labor, they need the human resources. So if they can design a campaign, or maybe they can have initiate a program with all local businesses and also government, they can help the local businesses that to these migrants who are coming, they are skilled, they need to use their skills. You can benefit from their experience, their a lot of maybe the skills that they have, maybe the experience that they'll be willing to use their skills, or maybe experience that will help you, every company and the society. So these kind of programs can be more, I think, maybe help the society or maybe the people that change their mindset. Like for me here, experience which I have in Italy is I haven't faced that kind of mindset, because whenever I go with people, talk with people, there were a lot of welcoming and they are very hospitality. I see that people are very happy to help me in any case. But maybe there are all some people, because there in society there is also a lot of people. You cannot say that everyone are the same, so there will be different aspects, there will be point of views. But government, I think the government can do a lot to help these migrants, or maybe they help the society in order to accept them. And there, I think in Germany, you have seen the news that there will be a lot of anti-immigrations. People are protesting against immigration. So there will be some, they think that when they come, they can steal their jobs, or maybe there will be a lot of things that they have a lot of reasons, or maybe they have a lot of things to say that that's why they don't like immigrants. So I think governments can do a lot in this issue by designing a good policy, or maybe implementing policies and programs for them.
Okay, thank you for that. We have a question from Rob Gilson. Thank you so much for this content, Syed. To support migrants in a host country, language acquisition is critical. How would you describe the availability of language instruction for migrants in your experiences?
Well, for the to be honest, I came here like in 2 months, and I'm learning a lot of Italian, because here four classes in a week I have for me and my family also, and my children also, they got into the school, so they have a special teacher assigned to them so they can learn the language. It's really big issues when you're coming to new country and facing challenges, cultural difference, and also and starting new life, and learning language is also a lot of pressure on you. So in here, for my experience, it was very good, because they provided me a lot of 2 different classes. One is a very systematic learning language, and another class, 2 classes, which is helped me with a problem I have with that class, or maybe like speaking. Whenever I go, they can help me also the very conversation which is essential in the daily lives. So now if I evaluate from the first day of here up to now, so at least I can solve my problem about 30 or 40% of my problems at the moment by myself regarding to language issues. So I'm happy, because they have very good programs, especially for migrants.
That's good to hear. No, please continue.
And also the question from Joyce: do you expect to stay in Italy? Of course, this is now my new home.
We also have another question again from Peter. He says, I think international gangs engaged in human and drug trafficking are the main source of pushback against immigration in the first world. How can we combat this negative dynamic? So
this is really a challenging problem, especially people coming to Europe. For me, it was the different case, because I was part of the evacuation plan by Italian government. So I came by plane. So I maybe fortunately or that thankfully I will not come from a dangerous way. But there are people, migrants, that coming from very dangerous roads or maybe ways, that using the gangs who are engaged with human trafficking. That's why I think the main issue is that they maybe have countries they can help programs or maybe facilitating the issue of legal immigrations. They can design a legal programs for immigrants who wanted to come voluntarily leaving their country. If they have a minimum skills, or maybe they have minimum labor skills, they can come to leave the country and come legally. Because through this way of trafficking, it's really dangerous, even for us, we can say as a human, it's very dangerous for them, that there was no security for them, and also there will be a lot of security issues for the host countries, because you cannot control who's coming, who's not coming. So this is also a big challenge, I think.
But we see in Europe how this whole narrative is based on fear. No, there's a lot of fear being injected into society all the time, and we're spending a lot of money and resources building fences and keeping people separated, when migration has been such a natural part of human evolution. No, when you look at on YouTube, I believe they have videos of the migratory patterns. No, how people move from one place to another over thousands and tens of thousands of years. Actually, it's really sometimes discouraging to see where we are now, when money is, but governmental money is being allocated to build fences and keep us all separate. In fact, we're all one. We just haven't really or we have forgotten. Actually, I believe that we have forgotten rather than we have not realized it yet. On the language issue, I lived in 7 countries and I studied 5 languages over the last 12 or 13 years. So I definitely, kind of sympathize with you and your effort now to learn another language and integrate in the new society. It is always a challenge. What other? I know that you listed the challenges, but from a more personal perspective, maybe. What can you share with us in terms of your integration in the Italian society?
Well, personally, since I have, as you mentioned, that I've been also like other languages, I have know a lot of like intermediate, a little level of French as well. So for me, since I have, from my experience, since I worked, I have past experience with a lot of international NGO, especially United Nations Development Program, and also I have my own business, and I have a degree. So for me, integrating into society was very fast, I think. For me, it was easy. Maybe for others who have less exposure to different cultures or maybe different society, will be a little difficult. But for me, is really so at the moment, like, I'm working with some trying to find a job also, that to find a job, because it's, I think for other immigrants will be a little challenging that within short period they can be able to find a job. But for me, it's totally different. And also I had experience and also the capability or the ability to adapt easily into the society. And since my background and experience enabled me to have the capability to do that. But maybe for other, there will be a lot of different challenges. So that's why I'm mentioned that there will be some program, should be resettlement program, and also some cultural in order to help immigrants to resettle easily, because cultural and also language barrier will be a lot of difficult.
And for that, I think what is important, the other side of the coin, the acceptance of the local population is to get to know them, to get to know the migrants, to talk to them, and to really debunk this narrative, the scare narrative, that these people are dangerous and all that nonsense. Are you familiar with the concept of a human library?
Human library?
I saw it some months ago. It exists in a number of countries. It's a library where you can, let's say, check out a person instead of checking out a book. You check out a person. There are several people who are in the library during the day, and you sit with them at the table, and they tell you their story. So you have all kinds of people. You have migrants. You have people from the LGBTQ community. You have people who've been marginalized. You have political dissidents. You have all kinds of people, and regular people, local citizenship, not regular people, local citizenship. They go in and they sit down with these people and they listen to their story and they discuss And I found it such an incredible concept that I would actually like to realize it. Maybe that's something you can introduce in Italy if it doesn't exist yet. I think it would be very helpful for the locals to meet the migrants and be able to engage with them on a personal level.
Yeah, definitely. That's because it's also help they understand what they have been passed through. So like people, for me, it's when I talk to people, local people here, that how I came here. So they have very like, they was feeling sorry for me because of my country, and also they all showing some sympathy for me because they know me, because they're like, what have I passed through and what was happened. But as you said, that is really good thing. It's really good initiative that the people, if you know more about the people, so their judgment or maybe their overall the image of a person, or maybe immigrants or maybe from any country, it will be changed.
Mm-hmm. Let me get back to the questions, because we have another one from Joyce. She says, maybe you should consider creating an organization that could match immigrants with employers who need them. What do you think about that idea?
Well, definitely, definitely I will work on that, because actually I'm also working, as you mentioned before, that my base topic was the future of recruitment. So I'm also thinking about that. How can I design a platform which is better than just a simple CV, that you can know the people, and also even the platform which I have in mind, that is that to design that, verify all your information, all you have everything on that in order to simply that the company can select you without any background check, because everything was verified from your work experience, your education, and also you can put a video on that, so you can express yourself verbally and by video. So, and that's why I was thinking about, so it's also help immigrant as well, that special, maybe I can special platform that help them, and maybe they can have more, they can have their skills, everything on the listed, so the company can hire them if they are used, they can. So this is also help not only the company, but also the people, the immigrants, the local society, that there may be some lack of skills, so they can choose from pool of a lot of potential human resource.
Yes, I think we can all agree here that CVs are an outdated tool that should no longer exist. But with that said, we are at the end. So thank you very much, Syed, for your presentation, for your Q&A. Thank you all participants for contributing. And if you have any closing words, please feel free.
Okay. I really appreciate. Thank you all for listening, and also it was a really pleasant moment for me to expressing my views, and also my situation, also my ideas. So I hope that everyone learned or maybe enjoy my talk.
We wish you and your family the best of luck with your integration.
Thank you very much. Thank you.